Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Earth Management TV live stream. My name is Danielle Gaudette. I'd love to hear from you. If you're out there with me, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Tonight, we're going to be talking about brain education for Earth management. 5 steps to health, happiness, and peace. 5 steps. So those of you who know about brain education, you know that there are 5 steps of brain education. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. I'm going to kind of flesh it out. But yes, I'm happy to be here talking about this subject. I have a lot of passion about this subject. I think it's a very important subject. So thank you for joining me. And again, feel free to say hello in the chat box or let me know any thoughts or questions you have as I go along here tonight. So brain education for Earth management. I think this is so important. I mean, here on Earth Management TV, we're talking about Earth management all the time from many different angles. And I mean, anyone who's living in this world, who's observing this world, who is watching social media or listening to the news knows that the earth is struggling, knows the condition of our world and our planet. Hi, Don. Welcome. Yes, very important topic. So I'm not here to convince anyone that we need earth management. I'm assuming that if you're here, you already know and feel in your heart concern for the health of the earth, concern for the condition of humanity and the direction where we see things are going. We can feel every day saddened or fearful or worried when we just hear anything that's going on, see, many of us are seeing even in front of our own eyes. So we talk a lot about how to help the earth and improve the world and this concept of earth management. So how does brain education come in? That's the key, because actually who needs to manage the earth are the humans, right? This is very important. I mean, in many ways, we have created this situation. Human beings have created this situation with our own greed, our own selfishness, our own lack of awareness in many cases. And our consciousness has been very like a self-oriented, self-centered, and how to improve our lives just sort of materially, but not really necessarily considering the whole larger picture, the planet, the interconnectedness, and the impact on the future. So human beings, we have created the world as we see it now. I mean, does everyone agree with me? If you disagree, you can let me know. Most likely, I think you'd agree. Maybe it wasn't you specifically, it wasn't me, but someone, somewhere, people, us, however we want to name it, we have participated in creating this. So, I mean, that can be, painful and hard to accept, hard to admit, very uncomfortable to face at times. I mean, for some of us, it might be common sense, but for some of us, it might feel like, oh, I don't want to say that. That hurts. But the moment that we just own that, the moment that we recognize that and own that, the good news is we then see like one step later, or the other side of that same coin is that then human beings can do something about it. We are the important element for change here. We're the key. The key is in our hands. And that can also feel like maybe we want to resist that. Like, no, I don't think so. This is so big. This is way bigger than me. This is bigger than us. I can also understand that feeling as well. It's very overwhelming when we see climate wars. I mean, I don't need to list them. It can be very overwhelming. But it's time for us to take our power back. And that's a lot of what we're talking about. And that's the message we're trying to share here at Earth Management TV. So if human beings can be part of the solution, then human beings and human beings' consciousness and how human beings are living their lives is very important at this time. So I think what the world needs most at this time is, I want to say every human being, just because I'm very idealistic, but the majority or more and more, or we can say a critical mass of some sort of human beings who are wanting to do the work of developing themselves, developing their brains to become brains that can participate in the solution here. So far, we have brains that, created the problem through certain needs and desires and just the way we have lived for so many generations. But inside of that brain, we also have solutions. So brain education for Earth management is finding a system that helps us develop our brain. Because also it's easy to say, yeah, I want to be part of the solution. Yeah, I want to develop myself. If developing myself could really help the world, if more and more people did that, and it really could help the world, and that, includes me, and that starts with me even, then yeah, I want to do that. How to do that? How can we? So that's where brain education comes in. And I'm very, very grateful for these 5 steps. These are 5 steps that I myself have personal experience with. I practiced these 5 steps a lot for over 20 years. And I also wrote a book called Healing Tree. It's a personal memoir, but in the second part of the book, I talk a lot about steps that helped me change myself and heal myself and develop myself so that I could become, first of all, healing for me, but more importantly, a better human to participate in managing the earth, how I could contribute. I talk about this in the second part. And so just briefly, I want to read from you this one little blurb that I used in my book to just explain what brain education is. I'd like to start there tonight. So it just simply says, brain education, created by Ilchi Lee, is the curriculum upon which body and brain practice is based. This curriculum is about the health of the body, the mind, and spirit. Ultimately, it's about the health of society and the earth. It all begins with training our bodies, our key energy systems, and our brains to become healthy, happy, peaceful, productive, and creative. So we're developing our brains to become peaceful brains, to become more productive brains, more creative brains, to create a solution, to create a world that we really want to see. Where can we find that? We have to find that within the human brain. But this is not a science. I'm not talking about science here. Brain education is a practice. So it talks here about the word key energy. It's an actual training method, a practice to help keep sort of activating and opening and awakening your brain by using your body, really. So this is why body and brain practice, many of you listening might know about it, is brain education is the root of all things body and brain, because brain education is about developing our body and our brain by awakening our key energy system. So this is something that is felt and experienced when we practice it, when we train it. Again, I'm not here to talk about a science. I'm here to simply talk about a practice that has helped me develop myself. And I have seen it develop hundreds of people. I see its possibility. It's a great opportunity for all of us to understand more. How to become an earth manager, I need to develop myself. I need to develop my consciousness. I need to develop my consciousness through developing my brain. And here we develop our brain through using our body. So let me talk about these 5 steps more. So to kind of make this more clear for everyone. Okay, so brain education, step number 1. So again, we're educating our brain, we're training our brain through our body. So step number 1 is about awakening and feeling my body. It's called brain sensitizing. Brain sensitizing, step number 1. So it's exactly that. The first thing we humans need to do is we need to become sensitized. First, we need to come back to ourselves because the world itself really pulls us outward. You know, if it's not the news or something on a large scale like politics or economics, something that's really pulling my attention, it's my family, my job, my responsibilities. I'm just constantly outside of me. But I can't use my brain optimally when I'm constantly out there. I need to come back to myself. This is brain sensitizing step 1. I need to come back and feel myself. And I need to awaken all these dormant senses inside of me because we all have the sense. We have the sense of energy. We have the sense of our brain. We have the sense of our hidden potential. It's inside, but it's dormant. It's sleeping. So, I see a lot of people working in the wellness industry, a lot of people who want to avoid discomfort and pain and therefore kind of numb their senses in many different ways. It could be with entertainment, it could be with food, it could be with relationships and distractions and drama. It could be with any kind of ism, workaholism and alcoholism. There's so many ways we distract ourselves, we numb our senses. So, step 1 is coming back to myself and awakening my senses. Simply, I'll talk a lot about body and brain here because that's what I'm the most familiar with, how they apply these senses, how they apply these steps. I'm sorry, steps. So, simple exercises to awaken my senses. Anything that's mindful is going to awaken your senses. So, energy exercises, body tapping, vibration exercises, deep stretching with breathing and mindful awareness, opening up your system and just giving yourself time to feel yourself. This is how we sensitize. And we need to do this forever. Forever is a really long time. But as long as we have a body, we need to keep awakening our senses. And the thing is, the more we awaken the senses that are dormant inside, we start to feel our mind and we can feel the condition. And oh, my mind was negative about this. My mind was cynical about this. I didn't believe in this. Oh, maybe I was contributing to a problem here. I was creating some kind of negativity in my life that I didn't realize. We start to become aware. And then our senses expand from there. We can sense others. We can be aware of others more. And we can be aware of the earth. We can sense the earth. And we can the more we can feel and empathize, this empathy grows, and then our ability to find the solution wakes up. When we really feel the problem, like intimately, not far away from me, but close, my brain starts searching for the solution. You probably notice that in yourself. Like if it's about your child, then you're going to try to you have to solve the problem. You feel responsible. Earth management is about all of us increasing our sense of responsibility for the earth. How can we do that? We have to awaken the sense and feel the interconnectedness and feel, this is, I'm part of this. So therefore, I have a responsibility here. The more we feel that and sense that, the more our brain starts to wake up. And we want to change and we want to find the solutions and we want to work together. So this is brain sensitizing. Although it's step 1, it doesn't end there. It needs to go on and on and on as long as we're alive. As long as we have a body, we need to keep waking up our senses. We don't want them to go back to sleep. It can happen very easily because we want to avoid our discomfort. But we need step one, brain sensitizing, keep waking it up. Step two, brain versatalizing. It's kind of an awkward word there, but it's about making our brains more flexible, versatile. It's about flexibility, being able to expand my awareness, my consciousness, and see from different points of views. This is very important, right? A big part of conflict is when I see my way, you see your way, and we cannot see each other's ways, right? This is a big part of the conflict. And the problems that we see in our world today is about this division and separation. But versatalizing is I have to open my mind, expand my perspective. There can be many ways to see one thing. That's a principle. So brain education is filled with these very important principles that if we start to integrate them, we start to change in a positive, healthy way. So how can I expand and start to see from different perspectives? First, I need to be able to see myself. I need to make a little bit of separation. So we talk about being able to watch or observe myself from a distance. So we need this sort of neutral observing of ourselves. We all need to take a good look at ourselves. We all need to come back and kind of look at myself clearly. What am I doing right now? What am I saying? How am I being? How am I treating my body? How am I treating others? How am I treating the earth? We need self-reflection with this kind of watching, observing, being able to come out of being stuck in my own narrow point of view and see with a little bit of distance. This is brain versatalizing. So again, in body and brain energy training classes, they're going to use exercises like challenging exercises, like an exercise that would be difficult, like holding one position for a long time, that would be really hard unless I made my mind that I want to be able to overcome my limitations. So I need to create a new relationship with pain. So when I hold the position, I find after a while, it doesn't hurt anymore because I don't need to be controlled by my pain anymore. This is just an example. It's like seeing something from a new perspective, starting to see my habits, starting to see my habitual relationship with my feelings, my discomforts, or my emotions, or the way I treat people, or the way I see the earth. So it's opening and seeing from a different perspective. And a lot of times we also do brain games in this step. So I don't have a meditation for you tonight, but I thought it'd be fun if we just did this exercise together. You can raise up your hands and you can do pinky thumb. Okay, so right thumb, left pinky, and then switch, and then switch, and then switch. So you see if you keep switching, this is not easy, right? You can type in the chat box if this is really easy for you or if you're struggling out there. You just keep switching. You have to make your brain flexible to be able to do this. Versatile. So we're making our brain more flexible to see things in different ways. You can do this by using your body. You can do this with certain exercises. You can do this by wanting to become more self-aware and see yourself from different perspectives. Okay, so this is brain versatalizing, step 2. I hope you enjoyed that little brain game. There's many. Step 3, brain refreshing. Brain refreshing. This is a very important step. So now we've come back to our bodies, okay? And we're becoming more flexible in our brain. And then we need to refresh our brain, which means we need to release the deep negative emotion and emotional memory that's trapped in the brain. We all have that from our childhood experiences. A lot of negative emotional memory stuck in our brain, and it's sort of clogging our brain and like clogging our creativity. It's clogging sometimes our ability to see something in a new way and to see something with hope and to have a new inspiration because we have the same old record playing, The same old hurts. So in step 3 of brain education, refreshing, we need to purify all of that. We need to do a lot of releasing. So there's many ways to do this. I really wanted tonight, as I share this with you, to give you just kind of little examples. Some people like to write a lot in a journal. Some people work together with a therapist to release verbally. Some people, maybe you might do chakra work to open up your 4th chakra. A lot of making sound helps release and cleanse. The heart chakra is connected to this emotional memory. So we need to release through the heart chakra. Again, brain education is all about using your body. So it's simple. This is what I love about brain education. It's simple. We can use our body. And as we release those old negative memories, Body and Brain has a true self-awakening program. It's like there's programs and things that we can do to just sort of open up and release and let go and practice forgiveness and letting go. This is all part of step 3. This is going to make our brain so much lighter, so much brighter, so much more open. And then our interactions with people will be different. They'll be lighter and brighter and with a more open heart. And then we see from their perspective more easily. And then we find solutions together. So I think if we look around, we can see very clearly that a lot of people are holding on to this negative emotion in their brain. And this is one of the big causes of our conflict between us, whether it can be on a small scale or a very large scale. Conflict of our emotions, our beliefs, our memories, things we're holding on to for generations. We need to cleanse that from our brain so we can open our eyes, we can see more clearly. This is brain sensitizing. Step 4, brain integrating. This is an integration process. This is another thing I love about brain education. It's not just theory. It's not meant to be just theory, just studied and understood. It's meant to be integrated and therefore changing our lives in a positive way and ultimately changing our world in a positive way. So this integration happens through choosing and acting and making choices and actions that are aligned with my thoughts, my feelings, and then what I do is connected in one line. So after purifying negativity, just connecting to what my heart really wants, person who I really want to be, the world I really want to see, and then aligning all of that and making choices and actions that follow, that are in sync. So now I'm not just thinking about it and thinking it's a good idea and saying it's a good idea, but I'm doing it. I'm trying each day, even on a small scale, how to actualize the things I really want and wish for. Sometimes on Earth Management TV, we talk about ways to have a more Earth conscious lifestyle. And we give a whole bunch of little examples, reducing plastics or, reusing our our cups, our Tupperware, if when we go out to eat, like small things that we can actualize. So I'm not just saying, yeah, we need to help the earth. Somebody should, but I'm doing it. I mean, just imagine a world where more and more people were doing that, where more and more people were connected to themselves, where more and more people were getting more flexible and open-minded and willing to listen and willing to communicate and willing to see from different perspectives. And then letting go of a lot of the emotion that's stuck in the brain, the old memories, the pains, just doing the work of acceptance and forgiveness and letting go, and then trying to put that into action every day, every single day, in a small way, or it could be in a very big way. It depends on you and the people you interact with all day long, and all the different jobs and opportunities out there that we all have to influence each other on social media. What are we talking about? What messages are we delivering? How are we gathering together to help the planet? It's only going to happen when people do that inner work. When a lot of negative memory is stuck and the greed and the selfishness and people are unaware of themselves, it's very hard to even find the starting point. And we don't need to be sad about that there's many people out there who are not aware. We just need to get up and decide this is what I need to do. So that's why I love brain education, because it gives us tools. So the last step is step 5, brain mastering, which is all about just checking myself after I made those choices and after I took those actions, just evaluating. Am I doing it? How am I doing? How'd that go? Okay, I did it, but didn't exactly work out the way I wanted to. What should I do now? Okay, let me connect again. Let me let go of whatever I'm holding on to again. Let me look more clearly at the situation and find the solution again, 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 again. And that's how we create something new. This is how we master our brain, not like some big thunderbolt and lightning way, but just through small, consistent efforts each day. Trying, doing the inner work, trying to actualize it, and checking myself, checking myself. It's an ongoing process, brain mastering. It's not like an end, it's an ongoing daily process. And you might want to write in a journal at the end of each day. This is what today was like. This is what I want tomorrow to be like. And then tomorrow I need to check myself too. We need to check ourselves. We need to keep ourselves awake. So, if more and more people were really sincerely trying to actualize these steps, trying to actualize these principles, and maybe using some of these exercises and methods, this is helping us develop humanity. I know we can feel small and that I don't have a part, but the way you develop yourself will definitely influence the people around you and then if they do it, the people around them, and if they do it, the people around them. This is how we're really connected. Our influence on each other is powerful. What we say to each other, what we say on social media, it has a strong power. So if more and more people are educating their brain, doing the inner work, and then doing it for making a better world, then naturally we're going to move towards that more and more and more. It's inevitable. So, brain education for Earth management is just really putting that goal at the heart of our self cultivation. Like, I cultivate myself not only for myself, but that's also a big win. Doing my own healing work because I need to heal and I need more peace and I need more letting go and more freedom of my mind. And that would make me more joyful in life. That's my win. But it's a win win when I say, and I'm doing it not only for me, but because I know, I believe that I am part of this world. I'm interconnected with all human beings through information on social media, through energy, through life force, through our consciousness. We're interconnected in many ways, more than we realize. It's like a ripple effect. So if I change me, that's going to have a ripple effect. If I change me in a positive way, that's going to have a ripple effect on the planet. So inside, like outside. I'm not the only one who has ever said this. There are many even great philosophers and even some scientists really noticing this now, how important the human's inner world is for our outer world. And we can all sit around and feel worried and scared and despairing about the state and the condition of the earth, or we can just try to apply the steps. We can just try to come back to myself again and feel myself and then open my mind a little more. What do I need to see in a different way? How can I observe this from another perspective? And how can I let go? Let go of the hurts. and the negative emotion that's stuck in my brain. These are the steps, right? And then once I do that, what kind of choices do I want to make now? If we really care about earth management, then from this step, we'll all start making better choices for the earth, better choices for humanity, for the world that we really want to see. And then we just keep cultivating ourselves day after day. So I hope that brain education inspires people to realize their part and that there is something I can do and that I can take these steps and they will make me healthier because it's related to your body. You develop your brain through your body, so you're naturally making your body healthier. You're purifying these negative emotions and learning how to forgive and accept and let go. So you're making yourself more happy, more joyful, and more peaceful. And we feel joy and peace, right? When there's something we really want and we're able to do it, when what I feel and what I think and what I say and what I do all aligns, we feel joyful and we feel peaceful and we feel I'm doing my best. And I'm not only doing it for myself or my family, but I'm really doing it for this earth and for this world because I recognize my part through our interconnectedness. So in a way, it's a little bit of a catch-22 because how can more and more people know that? They're going to know that the more they wake up their senses. Back to step 1. So that's why it's very circular, these 5 steps. It's not just linear and done. It's back to step 1. I need to awaken my senses more. I really encourage all of you who are watching and all people to keep awakening your senses. And we need to overcome discomfort and pain and find our strength in there. We don't need to just become like oversensitive and weak, but keep awakening more dormant senses where we find strength and courage and hope and power to make new choices and new actions in the world. Because the actualizing is where all of this great principle comes into reality. And we start to see a world that's more aligned with these healing universal principles instead of in chaos trying to follow human beings' ideas and opinions and laws and even their emotions and their hurts and their differences. It's just endless chaos and it's causing pain to our planet. So we need to come back together. And that starts with coming back to me and feeling me. And once I feel me and have empathy for me, I'm going to have empathy for my fellow human beings and more empathy for this earth. So I hope that that was helpful in some way. If you have questions, please write them in the chat box. I kind of talked on and on without really pausing to take any questions, but I wanted to be able to share about these 5 steps in a little bit more depth because I think sometimes we're just looking for how can I improve? How can I be better? How can I be part of it? And they really give us tools. Okay, so any questions here? I don't see any questions coming up. But if you are watching this recording later, you are welcome to ask any questions about brain education or how it's connected to earth management. Any questions about anything I've shared here, you can always put it in the comment section anytime, and we will try to answer you. Yes, we are here to try to share more hopeful ideas and new ways of seeing things. It's not that we are there yet. We are going there by each one of us making these new choices every day. So even as I share these to you, I'm doing it as well. I'm doing brain education. I'm checking myself. Oh, what do I have to see from another perspective more? What do I need to let go of more and accept more? It's a constant self-checking, which is a joyful way of developing myself for becoming a greater earth manager. Okay, so I hope that was clarifying for you, helpful in some way. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please keep up the good work, being great Earth citizens out there, and let us know any ways we can keep supporting you. Okay, I'll finish here. Have a good evening. Thank you very much. Bye bye.